Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It is Monday, April the 21st. Mid-April already. Holy cow.
Right.
We'll be talking some NBA playoff action today. As always, it's a Monday. Chip Chirimbes, Doug Upstone joining me as always here. And before we get to those NBA free picks in Game 2 playoff action, you know what we do here. We're going to take a moment. You are here. Hit the like button. Notification bells on. Subscribe to our Winner Circle YouTube channel so you know when our NBA playoff free picks drop, or Major League Baseball free pick drops, or soon to be NFL and college football free picks are right around the corner. Right around the corner for football season. I'm just saying, it goes fast.
It's like a city block, though.
It goes so fast, everybody. Hit the like. You're here. Hit the like. Comment section is open as well. Let us know who you like before the game start in tonight's matchups. And once you're done doing all that, you head on over to our sponsor, GamblesWorld.net, to get all of our top bets, best bets, and premium action. Again, these are our free pick videos. All of our top plays are our sponsor, GamblesWorld.net, including NBA playoff package. $279 will take you all the way through basically the end of June. And you won't miss a single NBA winner. From Doug, Chip, myself, or any of the top handicappers you choose from, everything is included. Speaking of all-inclusive deals, 30-day package is fabulous. It is all sports. Hockey playoffs, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball, whatever. Maybe somebody puts golf in there. Maybe you'll see some UFL or draft picks or golf. Who knows? The sky's the limit with a 30-day package, what everybody wants to put in there. And it is guaranteed to show you a profit over that time, or we credit you back. Same with the 3 and 7-day packages, but we always talk about it's long-term betting, whether it's a season-long, a year-long, months-long. It is the longer the better. Anybody can win a day or two. Spread out over a timeline. Only the few win long-term, and we have quite a few long-term winners here on GamblesWorld.net. So go get that premium action from us. So you know what? We'll jump right in, and then we'll get to some talking down the road. But let's jump into playoff action here on Monday, because we got some good matchups here. And we're going to start with Chip here. Detroit and Knicks. Again, the Knicks pulled away. Brunson got hurt and didn't seem to make a difference. They went on, still won the game. Basically the same kind of line here. 6.5, 7, Chip. Yep. It's a big number. 221. A lot of people like to say, game 2, you automatically go whoever lost in game 1, right? It's a must-win game. They have to. All right, let's, like we say, we hope in one hand, poop in the other, see what fills up first, just because you have to do something. If that was the case, everybody would be at the gym on January 1st. There'd be no fat people. There'd be no day. Everybody would be quitting, and because it just happens. It does not happen that way, Chip. Now, what do you think about the Pistons and the Knicks?
Well, what you're talking about is zigzag theory, which a lot of people do use during the playoffs because, like you said, going down 0-2 is sometimes insurmountable. We have, the Knicks in Detroit. At the first game out, the public was all over Detroit as an underdog. First time they've been in the playoffs, coming off a season where they had one of the worst records in the history of the NBA, or 2 years in a row, really. And, I'm watching the game, and Detroit's hanging tough, and then, bang, 21 points in a row. The Knicks just took off. The Garden was alive and just intimidating, and I think that it really did get to the Pistons. They're a young club, and I think in the middle of the third or toward the fourth period, they started to realize they were in a playoff game. And the Knicks, with the coaching experience, and the Knicks are exactly what we thought they would be this year. They're like in the third and fourth spot in the East, and they just couldn't beat anyone who's in front of them. They couldn't beat Boston, they couldn't beat Oklahoma City, and they couldn't beat Cleveland. But they can beat Detroit, and they most likely will. I would take the Knicks tonight.
Knicks minus the number, 6.5. Chip Chirimbes free pick it all. Chip's top plays over at GamblesWorld.net. We'll talk about that in a second, though. Doug Upstone, thoughts on Detroit and the Knicks?
Yeah, I thought that what Chip said. I thought Detroit played really well for 3 quarters. Okay, I mean just right in the game. And the two things that stuck out to me overall in the game: turnovers. Detroit had 20, the Knicks had 9. Okay, so that's one feature. The other thing was the bench. Huge difference. I mean, it was the difference in the game, 22-10 in favor of New York. And I think that's what you see sometimes from younger teams where they get, thrown off. Maybe, the starters can play well. They just don't have that extra guy, especially on the road in a situation like that. But actually in this one, I certainly wouldn't recommend necessarily a big play on this one, but I actually kind of like Detroit here on the first half line. They are this season 22-7 as underdogs of 3.5 to 9.5 on the first half line. So at that price at 3.5, I would, and you might even find a 4 out there too. I would take Detroit on the first half line in this game. I think Chip's pick is correct, but I think Detroit can hang tough again, especially in the first half.
I concur all the way around, especially what Chip was saying. They look good for the first 3 quarters of the game. Look at this, easy. We're Detroit. We're who cares? Playoffs. Well, it doesn't mean. And then all of a sudden, reality kind of sits in. You got to make a play. You start looking around. Doesn't pan out. You end up losing the game. You might have came in and stole, but full game, absolutely. I think the Knicks again kind of take care of the young guys. But I do like your look for a first half here with Detroit. Right? They come out like we got to stay focused. We got to get away what we did at the end of the game. So you expect a competitive first half and then the experience to pull away in the second half. There you go. I agree with both of what everybody said here. So official show pick right off the bat. We jumped right in today with the game here. New York Knicks for Chip Chirimbes -6.5 here for your free pick. Now, Chip, we just jumped into one right away, but anything going on for tonight? How was the weekend overall for you? What do you got going on?
Well,
looking ahead at GamblesWorld.net.
Saturday was a great day in the NBA. I swept the board and highlighted by a 2.5-point underdog that lost by 2. That was the Clippers. And I really had some apprehension about that game. Although I did like the Clippers and put them out on top, there was a lot of support out here in Las Vegas for them. And I hate to see when there's so many people piling on one side, sort of like what they did with Detroit the other day. So, but coming out 3-0 yesterday, I stubbed my toe. I had Houston, and of course, we all know what happened there. But tonight, Monday night, I have a best bet in the game once again between the LA Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. And log on, follow the buy links, become an A-play winner. We got our mojo back in the NBA right now.
There you go from Chip. Top A-play tonight between Denver and the Clippers. And that's we're going to shoot over here to Doug, and he'll be covering the Nuggets and the Clippers in a second. But how was the weekend, Doug, overall for you? And what do you got for today and maybe tomorrow's games? You got lines up for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, everything's still going well except for what Chip just mentioned. For me, the NBA. Okay, I'm stinking it up so far in the playoffs, just flat out. I had Houston as well yesterday. Had the Bucks on Saturday. Searching for those dogs and not exactly coming in. Well, Houston was a favorite, but a slight favorite at that. But yeah, so it hasn't worked out. But overall, the last 51 days, 106-64. Okay, up over $8,500 in terms of profit. That's been strong. NHL, great start there, 2-0 so far in the playoffs. I got a play tonight. I got a Major League Baseball play that'll be posted as soon as I am done here. Just ran out of time because I have to take care of my guys here, have something to talk about, other than, hey, I'll just take that team. Okay, I'm good. So everything else is fine, and I'm just got to get the NBA turned around here. And you mentioned golf. Daniel Berger, top 20 for me. Okay, biggest play of the year. Finished third overall, so that was great. And of course, for Sean, I'll give you your props here. UFL. I had Michigan on Friday night. Came through, no problem. Even my record at 2-2 on the season. And the
UFL picks from again. You grab Doug, you can get your hockey playoffs, there's NBA playoffs, baseball, but who cares about that crap when you got the UFL going on? Right?
It's football.
Sean,
who doesn't
Sean,
love
all
football?
all you need is a winner. It doesn't matter where it comes from.
Exactly.
I understand.
You're such a snob, Sean. You're such a snob. You got to win in certain places, or you don't want to play.
No, I did. You know what? It's hard enough for me just to win in just the sports I know.
It's hard for everybody.
Tennis and golf. And honestly, you know what? If I don't have to learn something new, I'm not. It's if we're gonna play football in April, I'm not worried about it. It's like NBA. Am I betting NBA in September when I have NFL, college football, and I'm wrapping up a baseball season? No, it's not something I'm going to dive into for 2 weeks when I want to bet baseball. I know baseball, I know baseball. I'd rather jump into baseball, where I can attack it all different ways. I got Ribby props. I got first fives. We got unders. We got no bottom nines. There's 9 billion ways as opposed to, hey, let me see a bunch of casts off who can't get into the NFL, can't get into the CFL, can't get into arena, no, thank you. It's just when other things are going on, I'm not. You have no, thank you. No, I'm sorry.
Well, I tell you, you can rest assured the time that I spent on it is not a great deal. Okay, there's 3 teams. I basically look at 3 teams. Okay, the 3 best teams going into the season, and then find out as the season goes along who the 3 best teams are, and that's where my focus is. And it doesn't take a lot of time. So
just riding faves, I guess.
In golf, I'm much more dialed into what's going on in golf. So that's a lot easier for me to do.
And again, for you with golf, you're going to take guys to finish in the top 20. You're going to get plus money.
Yep.
To winning. I look at to win at golf as like home run props. You get crazy odds,
Yeah, but Sean, they have right now you can bet finishing in the top 10 or the top 20 in the course, which is probably or individual matchups head to head against people.
Yes.
Golf is such a finite game, and one day to the next, the difference can be tremendous. And I find it difficult to get, the fact that you're doing it, Doug, and you're doing well with it is great, because I know that Wes does it out here and he's very good at it. And I just can't seem to get a handle on, which guys are where they're supposed to be. Maybe Justin Thomas finally won a tournament. He might start showing up a little bit. And I would think that Rory's got that monkey off his back. I might think he might be a play in the rest of the majors for the next 8 to 10 years, really, because he can do it. And now that, he just doesn't have this thing hanging over his head. But Doug, I commend you for the golf, because I think that's one of the more difficult aspects of gaming.
Yeah, I used to do head to head, and I did not figure that out. The head to head, both for tournament and or round by round. So I have primarily just gone there's a few exceptions, but primarily I've just gone to top 10s, top 20s, and if there's top 30s that are offered on occasion, I'll do that. And I stick to that, and more than anything, and Chip, this is horses for courses. Okay. Like Daniel Berger, perfect example. He's playing really well this year. He's come back from injuries, playing really well. And you put him on a golf course that isn't necessarily long to where, the length doesn't come into play. The guy's just money. And I would have loved to take him for a top 10, knowing what I know now, but top 20 still paid off. I think it was 135. Yeah. 135 plus 135 for a top 20. So that was nice.
I actually had a couple golf plays this weekend. I had a Strapka.
Okay. Yeah.
I had him in the top 20. I had Thomas in the top 10, and I had Thomas over Cantlay.
Okay. Well, you would have won yesterday if you had it individually, because I had Cantlay for the top 10, and all he did is go 3 over the last 3 holes. So
Thomas won his head-to-head.
Well.
He was like minus 105. It was basically an even kind of matchup. Him and Cantlay head-to-head.
Right.
The top 10 was, I think, for Thomas was even money, and the Strapka was, I think, a plus 120. Not even. Yeah. But again, I got that from somebody who was like, "Hey, man, do this." I was like, "Oh, that, whatever." I'm not putting that out on a site. I'm barely just tapping out myself. Like, give me Chadwick Mini Golf, baby, at the beach. There we go. 35 North Chadwick Mini Golf. Go check it out. I love it. That golf course has not changed. I played it when I was 4. I got photos of me in front of the windmill at 4. I got photos of me in front of my kids at 4 in front of the same windmill 40 years later or whatever it is. So I love it.
But you haven't broken par yet, so.
I have. I broke par on that course. One time I had 6 hole-in-ones. Again,
you and the leader of Korea. I mean,
you play a course for 40 years. You better get some hole-in-ones on that bad boy. Although the dog leg always got me. There was like a little dog. I don't know. It was tough.
But that's what Rory said was probably the big difference this year at the Masters. He's so familiar with being in different places on the golf course and what shots he's going to have to hit. And, of course, making a 21-foot putt was pretty cool, too.
Yeah. There is your golf update, folks. Mid-show, golf. As long as you stuck around through our golf, you got a tolerance for pain. So hit the like button, notification bell on, and head over to Gamblers World for our best bets in golf, in UFL, and in the NBA tonight, because we got you covered for NBA playoffs. Game 2, Doug Upstone's going to be handling this one. The Clippers and the Nuggets. Here we go. Chip was talking about the Clippers. I had the Clippers the other day, plus 3.5, and I was part of the Clipper love, and it came down. Here we go again. The old zigzag. So you got to win. You're down. You don't want to go down 0-2 on the road. You opened up as a 1.5, 2-point dog. Now you are favored against Denver on the road. And that's a crazy little overtime there. It was, you had a chance to maybe win in regulation. Kawhi Leonard, some mistakes, turnovers, this and that. But here we go. Clippers -1, Doug. Total 218.5. What are you doing a mile high tonight?
The Clippers, they had every opportunity to win that game. Okay. They just didn't. I mean, it's simple as that. They shot a higher percentage. They made 3 more threes than what Denver
did. You get a
did.
miraculous cover with 1 second left.
Yeah. And for 3 quarters, they were, rather decisively out rebounding them. But then Kawhi Leonard, he was awful late. I mean, 7,
Yeah.
They had 20 turnovers, which is terrible. Denver only had, I think it was 11. And 7 of the 20 were by Leonard. And the thing that I noticed in the fourth quarter, and Denver deserves the credit for upping their level of play, but I just thought the Clippers, the lack of aggressiveness in the fourth quarter, which really showed up on the defensive boards for them. They were out rebound, or in this case, Denver had 12 offensive rebounds for the game. They had 8 in the fourth quarter and overtime. So you do that, you give the other team extra chances to score. You're asking to get beat, and they did. Okay. Now the Clippers have not lost 2 games in a row since early March. Okay. And I think that with Tyronn Lue, Tyronn Lue still is an excellent coach. I almost said golf. I think he's an excellent coach. And the Clippers, since the second half of the season, when they face teams that outscore the opposition by 3 or more points per game, they are 12-0 against the spread. I'll take the Clippers -1 to get the job done and even the series tonight.
Doug Upstone coming in with the Clippers as his free pick tonight, -1. Do you want to do -118 instead of -1?
No, I'll just give me that -1. I'm happy as pie. And if it lands on 1, well, then it does. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to go Ross Benjamin on you here.
Yeah. You're not going to turn into Harvey Keitel and start he's Harvey Keitel. It's a stunt double. That's where he actually lost us. He's in Hollywood. The guy's mainstream now. He's doing a Reservoir Dogs sequel. You mentioned Kawhi, and I was going through the box score play-by-plays. I'm like, every time I was going through it, I thought maybe I was hitting my mouse and my screen. It just seems like Kawhi turnover. Kawhi steps out of bounds. Kawhi bad pass. So the third one, I'm like, overtime, the fourth quarter, I'm like, this guy just was like a turnover machine. Like, terrible Kawhi. We're worried about Kawhi getting hurt and not finishing up the series. You even want him on the court in the last 4 minutes of a game the way he played there. Chip, what do you think?
Well, I think I'll take him on the court, and meaning that I still he's a great player. I mean, he had a horrible day turning the ball over, like you said. But I think with Harden, I think that this team's game goes over the total. I like there would be a lot of scoring here. I mean, you got Jokic, you got 2 teams that know how to put the ball in the hoop, and I think I'm going to play this game over the total. I think the Clippers will probably cut down on the turnovers, which may help the scoring or may not, because sometimes turnovers lead to quick baskets. So, but I think both these clubs are looking to put the ball in the basket. That's more than they're looking to play defense. So I'm going to play the game over the total.
I kind of agree with that a little bit there. I could probably see this getting into the 220. So I agree with your thought, where you're going with your thought process on why we'll see some more points in this game here. But again, official pick for the video, Doug Upstone, the Los Angeles Clippers -1. Clippers -1. Be sure to get all of Doug's plays for Monday night and Tuesday. There's NBA already up for Tuesday. The gents could be ahead of time. I do not know. They could be looking at stuff, but head to Gamblers World on that for all of our best bets and premium plays. Now, final thoughts here with me, and we got 2 games. I'm going to come in with a player prop here on this one. All right, we're going to go to the Nuggets here with Mr. Westbrook. They like to call him Westbrick. Okay, the guy misses some shots, but you know what? Over 15.5 points and rebounds is what I'm going to be looking at for this guy.
Yeah.
Now, he's done it in 3 of his last 4 games, which is good. 7 of the last 9. You're thinking, all right, great. Well, you roll this back down for over a month here. 19-5, he's hit this over 15.5. In 5 of those losses, 3 times 15 combined points and rebounds. So right there, he could be 22 and 2 in that time frame. He's got 5 losses. So again, with Chip saying we're going to see some more points, you have Joker, triple double nugget. I can't even Joker. I mean, that's oh my goodness. Where's the edit? I can't even speak.
You're going to have to start signing.
Yeah. He's a triple-double machine. I get it. Murray's back, but I don't know what I'm getting out of that guy. You're going to need another score. He has done it. He's done it in 19 of 24 games. He puts points and rebounds. So I'm going to go over his 15.5 rebound point prop. Man, these are like tongue twisters, or I'm just drunk on my Crystal Light. I don't even know what's happening to me. Chip, what do you think about a player prop?
I think Westbrook's ready to play. I was kind of impressed with his play. And it's like, oh, yeah, he plays for that team. There's that type of thing because he sort of put Westbrook on the shelf in my mind anyway. And, his greater days are over. But that 15 total combined, you're talking about rebounds and points. I think I like that side. I like it generously, tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think it's, again, I looked into it. I was like, you know what? What are we doing here? It looks a little. And that's what it's been, too. It's not like it's adjusted low. That's what they've kept it at for a while now. So
yeah, he's playing well.
I'll grab it, and we'll see how we do. Doug?
Yeah, he's an energy guy, I mean, just if you want to go old school, you can turn out the energy bunny, okay? Put his name on the bunny, okay? Like that. He's ready to go.
Bunny, yes.
Yeah, he's ready to go. So he brings a lot coming off the bench for them. I brought something to the party, too, here. I'm going to go with Mikal Bridges of the Knicks. He had a poor game the other day. He had 8 points. He was outplayed by the 2 Knicks guy or the 2 Detroit guys he faced. His over on points is 14.5 and coming back here. And he has done that in 5 of his last 6 games prior to this. And the only game he didn't do it, he had 14 points. So in this one, I like Bridges to go over 14.5. And I will agree with Sean on Westbrook as well.
I like that Bridges look as well.
Yeah, he was. He certainly can improve on his play from that game. I'll tell you, if there was one glaring weakness for the Knicks, it was him in that game for sure.
Yep,
and he's been pretty solid all year too for them.
Yeah,
good 2-way player.
All right, we'll recap right off the bat here. Bridges from Doug. Little bonus player prop action. I'm going to write down Bridges, 14.5 points over. I got my Westbrook, 15.5 rebounds and points. We have the Clippers -1. We have the Knicks -6.5. Your NBA Monday night free picks here on April the 21st. I'll be back tomorrow with Brian Biller and Matt Fargo doing more NBA. You want to tune into that? Be sure to check out all of our premium action at gamblersworld.net. Your comments. You got a player prop? I'm sure somebody has some triple-double prop or some steals or something or other. Put in the comment section, side or total. Put in the comment section. We love to hear from you. I will be back with these 2 fine gentlemen on Thursday talking more NBA. Wow, a couple of the same games and one new one. So we'll be back. Hope you are too. Guys, have a good one. Good luck tonight. Everybody, thank you for watching. Happy Monday. Bye-bye.